You are just the celebrity that keep popping up on all my videos. What do you want, huh? So today what I want to do is I want to up pot some of my seedlings soil blocks that I have in here. So I have artichoke that just about this size, it needs to kind of go to a bigger pot. And then I have eucalyptus that I put 2 seeds in each soil block, and pretty much all of them sprouted with 2 seeds. So I want to separate those into individual containers, so then that way they can grow bigger and they're not competing for space and for nutrients. Say, I'm Malishka. My name is Malishka. This will be the popular one. Okay, say hi. So you can kind of tell, but he started to go into the second soil block. So I need to separate him like that. So right about at this size is when I like to up pot him to a bigger pot. They get very big roots. So the artichoke is definitely ready for his new home. They get very rooty. And then eucalyptus as well. Did you know that eucalyptus are actually baby trees? They grow in Australia and maybe warmer climates too, but they're like trees. But because of our cold weather, we can only get them so big. Oh my goodness, so many gnats in here. So let me show you how I'm gonna do that. Very simple and quick. So this tray I started with you guys January 20th. So that was a long time ago. Today is March 1st. So they're definitely ready to be up potted. And then some of the soil blocks didn't sprout. So I had, let's see who didn't sprout. I had one Russian status that popped up. Remember how I told you the struggle that I had with Russian status? I only had one plant show up. And then I had echinacea pop up, but they kind of stunted. I think the gnats kind of got to them, so I gotta maybe do a new round of those. So let's up pot them really quick. So I have these little pots. They have drainage holes. And then because of the soil blocks, what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of soil in here. Okay. Let me see how much I want. Less than half of the pot. So let me show you. So this one kind of is, it's hard to see. It is kind of half of the pot. And then I'm putting the soil block inside. And then the rest I'm gonna fill with soil. Top it off with fresh soil. And because it's a soil block, so I kind of poke my finger on the edges to make sure that the soil goes down towards the bottom of the pot, and kind of shake it around. Just don't be afraid, just kind of do this so it gets enough dirt. The main thing is you don't want to cover the top. Like, see the very top where the growth comes from? I'm gonna open that up a little bit. Like that. And once I water it down too, it will be better. Right here. Perfect. So this is good. So it has, I don't know, what are these? 3-inch pots? I don't know, but here's this. Beautiful. Artichokes are so beautiful on their own, just like as a landscape plant. And last year I had 5 of them, I think, and 3 of them bloomed and 2 of them didn't. So I had 2 of them that were just kind of like fun landscape looking plants, but then the other 3 were so beautiful to observe them turn into the beautiful flowers and just kind of, so I have tons of footage of that if you want to go back to some of my other videos from last season and watch that. But the flowers, they're like a sea anemone or something like that. They look so beautiful, like purple and unique. I loved it. And then I did end up just saving the seeds. I didn't keep any of the artichoke to eat. And I actually said that maybe this year we'll eat some, but I don't know. Only 3 plants out of the 5 that I planted, it popped up. So I don't know how much artichoke that's gonna be, and I don't know if they're all gonna produce what am I trying to say? I don't know if they're gonna flower this season. They might just stay as a plant. So we'll see. They're beautiful either way. I like them. So just put in a little bit of soil, and then they just have so many roots. So the soil blocks stayed really well. Or maybe a little bit more soil. Perfect. It's funny that at the beginning of the season, you might have all these grand plans of what you want to do. And then life happens and then you're like, okay, we're just gonna go with the punches. Whatever happens, happen. Like with the artichoke, I guess I didn't think it through if I wanted to have enough to eat. If you want to have enough artichoke to eat, you'd have to like have at least 3 plants that actually produce artichoke. And I only had 3 plants survive. They're not supposed to bloom until the 2nd year. That's what the package said, but honestly mine, like I said, it just depends. So I had 3 of them that bloomed and then 2 of them that didn't bloom, so it didn't produce any artichokes. So it just kind of depends. But anyways, okay, now I want to do eucalyptus. And eucalyptus, I'm actually going to break the soil block and just plant individual eucalyptus in each one. So these are, let me see if I have a good example. You can kind of see here. There's the roots. They're not very rooty. So I have 2 different varieties. I have, what did I plant? Let me look. I had the silver drop, and then I had baby blue. So, but it's kind of hard to tell. So they have little roots in the bottom. So there's the 2, and I need to separate them. They're competing. They're fighting for space. So the big ones are baby blue, and I'm just gonna kind of break the soil block. Ooh. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm just gonna do a little hole, stick it in there, and that's it. And these will not go outside until May. So because they cannot handle any cold. So I will have them in here because our last frost date is April 16th or so. So I'll probably wait till The very latest. At the very earliest, I'll wait till end of April. But I might even wait till May. Beginning of May. Oh, they look so tiny. There they are. Tiny. And I guess I need to label them. So this is the one thing that I splurged on as far as buying seeds. I didn't buy any seeds this season. I didn't need to. Well, not yet. I might later. But I bought these from Botanical Interest, and they were like $6 or maybe $7 for like 10 seeds. They are so expensive. So that's like the one thing that's my splurge, and it's worth it to me. Oops, to buy. 2 seasons ago, I didn't grow it last season, but 2 seasons ago I grew this, and I was trying to overwinter the eucalyptus, and I didn't do a good job. So I'm gonna try and see maybe if this season I can try to overwinter the eucalyptus, because it's, you know, it's like a baby tree. So like I have my bay leaf bush tree that I overwinter. So I'm gonna see if I can do the same thing with the eucalyptus and see if I can make it survive. So let me bring you closer so you can see how I do this. Yeah. This one in soil block, and it's only one, but I'm still gonna break it apart just because I don't like the soil. I'm gonna break it apart and replant it. And for the eucalyptus, I'm so excited to actually have that as dried flowers, branches, I guess. And I did it 2 seasons ago. I grew it, and I had like a bunch that I put together, and I put that in our shower. You know how like some people have it, like you see them in spas or whatever, they have them in the shower head hanging. So I did that. So I have some here, and this is 2 years old now. This summer it'll be 2 years old, so it's all got sun bleached and stuff. But it's so pretty. And it's nice to label everything, because when you plant it out in the garden, then you'll know who is who, and then you'll see who performs best. And then for the following year, it'll give you a sense of like, okay, silver, for example, like silver drop did really good, so I'm gonna grow it again. But baby blue didn't do so good, so I'm not gonna grow it. So it's important to label things just so you know who is who, and then that way you know who's your favorite and who does best in your garden. So then for the following year, you can kind of learn from your successes or your mistakes. There you go. I used to be so anti-labels. I'm like, why do you need to label? Like a broccoli is a broccoli, and a carrot is a carrot. But once I started realizing that different varieties perform differently in your garden, and one variety might not do as well. So you do really want to know who your best friends are, so then that way you can make sure that you keep them again for next year. And whoever's not your best friend, cut the ties. And don't grow that variety again if it doesn't do well. There he is. He's such a little baby. This is my playground where you get to kind of just have fun. Garden doesn't have to be always so serious. You can play around and just enjoy things more too. You don't have to just be so strict. Play around, experiment with different things. I'm kind of now just getting to that phase, I feel like, where I just enjoy it more and more each day. Experiment with different things, try to grow different fun things. See what you like and what does well. Isn't that crazy to think that this is a tree? This is the beginning of a tree. I think, is it a panda? No, what there's some animal that eats eucalyptus. Well, this feels good. I knew they needed their bigger home, so I knew it was time to kind of upgrade them to their bigger space, to go from an apartment to a condo. Okay, well, this is it for me. You can see all the little babies. And every plant is different when it needs to be up potted. So some, it just depends on the plant. So I kind of know, like, artichoke gets really big. It's like a huge plant. So I know, like, at about this stage is when I would like to up pot it from the soil blocks. Now, eucalyptus is tiny. It could have stayed in the soil block if it was just on its own, if it was just one eucalyptus per soil block. But because I had two, I wanted to divide them just so they can all get bigger. But they could have stayed longer because those roots were so little. They still had space. But so that is divided. So if you can see here, I have another tray. Like here I have my dahlias, and dahlias get very big too. So like if I want them to get even bigger plants before planting them out in May, I need to kind of up-pot them now because they require a lot of space. They still have a lot of growing to do is what I'm saying. So hopefully this was helpful for you, and kind of you get an idea of when to up-pot who. So that'll be next. So still I have a lot more up-potting to do, but at least now you have an idea. So hopefully this helps. I'll see you next time. Bye.